Taz here. If you're new here, welcome. I'm excited to have you. Today I decided to do an updated video on my philodendron. And I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of these like update videos because I keep getting new ones. That's just what we do, right? Although I have been decluttering my plant collection, and what I mean by that is I am getting rid of plants I don't love and replacing replacing them with plants I do love, or like wish list plants, let's say, and like slowly getting the collection to where I kind of want it, or upgrading that plant to a bigger version of it because I want a more mature one and I'm tired of waiting for it to grow, right? So I feel like that's a common thing people do. And then they sell their like smaller version, and that's just how it goes. So I will show you today some of the philodendron that I have and love, and I'm looking around and there's just so many. Some I will video separate, so let me just start off with my large ones that I have. So I will briefly just kind of talk about it, and then I'll show you a little clip of it. So the first one is my Congo Rojo. It's huge, it's beautiful, and I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. I do love it, and in my mind I'm like, it might not fit my home. I thought I saw a thrip, I didn't. It might not fit the space that I have it in or anywhere really in my home. However, if I move one day, it'll fit in that new home. So it's staying for now. And I'll insert a clip to kind of show you that a little bit. It's kind of got a Halloween decoration going on right now, and I love that. So yeah. And then next, I have my Ataba Poense. I think that's how you say it. At least that's what it sounds like when other people say it that aren't me. So he's really big. I got him for $40. Believe it or not, I got him for $40. Here he is. He was covered in spider mites. He was yellowing. He was not looking good. And in the video, I probably showed you the yellowing. I left like gaps so I could add it in, but we'll see when I take the video. So hopefully you kind of saw a little bit of that damage, but it's been a good 4 months and he's been fine. So he hasn't lost any leaves. None of those leaves he lost. He's held on to every single leaf. He's yellowing a bit, and I feel like that's normal. Like I said, he was covered in pests, and now he's fine. So we'll see how he progresses from here, and I'm hoping he stays. But yeah, their leaves get real nice and long, and both those two larger ones, I actually use a moisture meter for the most part just to see, because with the smaller pots you can see the moisture a lot more easily, but in those bigger ones it might look dry on the outside but the inside might still be damp, and you don't want to overwater because then you'll kill it, obviously, root rot, right? So I usually will use a moisture meter, and when it's dry then I will completely give it a great watering, or I'll just kind of give it, I would say, maybe like a small little watering can of water, and even if it doesn't travel all the way through, I know it will. So, and then I just kind of watch it to see how it's absorbing that water. And all of my plants, except for the Rojo, I think he's still in soil. All of my other ones are in soil free. So the Ataba's in soil free, and I'll try and I'll make a video right now to show you the roots. I should have said that beforehand, but to show you the roots, you can see the roots real clearly through the substrate, and the substrate works amazing. I'm obsessed with it, and I highly recommend you get it. I do sell it at my shop on Etsy. The link will be below. It's a great combination of substrates that just, the roots love it. They love it. Absolutely have not had any plants suffer in it. And honestly, if you get it and you end up hating it and your plant hates it, I'll give you your money back. Okay. Don't hold me to that though, because sometimes I don't trust people and things they say, you know? But if you show me concrete evidence, I bet you'll love it. It's beautiful. Anyways, my third, I have like something in my eyeball. The third one is my Philodendron Salum or Selim. I don't actually think I've ever heard someone say the name, so I don't know how to say it. Probably my biggest plant, I think. Yeah, I think he's my biggest plant. I just repotted him today, actually, in soil free. I was not happy with the nursery pot I was in. I'm trying to get every single plant out of normal pots and into clear planters so I can really watch and monitor roots. So he just got, I stole a pot from my mom today and I repotted him into that with no soil. So we'll see how he likes it. I bet he'll love it. I am scared I lose that plant. I do really genuinely adore it, and it would kill me if I accidentally kill. Sorry, I keep getting hiccups. Oh my God. I think it's because I'm talking so fast. All right, well, here he is. That is him. Real nice. I like the leggy leaf. Not that I wouldn't really. Leggy is more like strap. Well, I guess I was strappy. Leggy, kind of. I don't know. He's got so many slits and it's just beautiful. It's like a little palm, but I handle philodendron a lot better than palms. I kill palms. I'm not good with them. I would love to try again because I genuinely would really like one in my home, but I just kill them. And it's funny because I'll see them in other people's homes and I'm like, ooh, how do you do that? And then I'm like, I grow so many plants and I take care of so many plants and they're all happy. How do I kill a palm? Like, what? Anyways, I think it's a heat thing. I think they have to be in a certain temperature or they just kill themselves. I don't know, but I obviously did something wrong. So anyways, I think that's 1, 2, 3. And then I have another one, which is the lickety split. I believe it's a lickety split. So these are all my cornered plants, my big cornered plants. My lickety split is, I think it's a lickety split. That's what they called it. I'm not convinced it's not a Selim. It's very similar, but I think they are similar anyways. So don't hold me to the name of it, but I'm pretty sure it's just one of those because that's, they just look like this. So here he is. Boop. He is also in a clear planter. I would say it's a 9.5 inch tall clear planter. My Rojo is in a 11.5. Same with my Selim. My Taba is also in a 9.5. So pretty big containers for them. They love it. Let's show you this one. So the last time I showed this on my channel, I believe he only had 2 leaves. He did just push out a third one. Let me just make sure I don't drop it. Is my Beauty. So this is his newest leaf. And here's the other 2. Sorry if I'm not getting this in here very well. This plant has been a very easy plant. I say that and I'm scared that I jinxed myself, but he's been a very good plant for me. Just been chill. I just changed him to soil free. So I don't know if you can, am I even showing it yet? So there's no roots showing yet because he is only been in here. There's one here. And you can kind of see there's a little root growth off of the main root. The secondary roots are coming through and they're growing. So he is obviously happy. I just prefer to see a lot more roots. And that'll come with time. It's just, excuse me, sorry, you poked me in the eye. Yeah, he's just only been in here for so long, so, you know, he can't really show much yet. And I think he's still wet. It's hard to see with this lighting, but he might need some water, so I might give him a little bit later. I'm always scared to overwater this, although his middle stem is a little floppy, so you probably could go for a little water. If they are feeling a little bit loose, a little softer than usual, it might mean they need water. But look at this leaf is beautiful. The coloring baffles me because this is so green, and then this is so not so bright green or dark green. So I don't know if it's like a lighting thing that changes it or what. Maybe it needs a little less light. But yeah, so he is, I would say, probably my most prized plant. I love it. If that died, I think I would die too. I would go out with it. And then we have my Majestic. I do want to confirm it is Majestic. Yeah. This is my Majestic. I got this as an import. Oh, and with the Florida, like most, my advice for those would be dry, completely dry. I mean, he'll go days dry and he's fine. So, and then I micro fertilize all my plants. So every watering, I have a little bit of fertilizer in there, way less than usual. And I'm taking off the dead. Okay, so here's the 3 leaves. I've been hanging on to this leaf, but it's probably time to chop him off. Those are the 3, and then the newest one is this one here. I don't know why he went backwards. I think the light was behind him and he decided to grow that way. So, and it has just these beautiful silvery accents to it, heart shaped. He is beautiful. So, and he's a climber, as you can see, and there are no pests. Not that I can see, so we seem happy. Are we happy? Yes. So yeah, that is a Majestic. It's a very interesting plant, honestly. And then I like how I'm doing the ones that I can reach because I'm too lazy to get up, but this is my Tortum. Now, this plant is such a little bitch, I swear. It's kind of, I think it's like a triggered plant. You know, if I had to name a plant that just gave me diva vibes, it would be probably like these more thinner, palmed, spiky varieties. I would imagine a poly would be the same. It's called a Philodendron polyploids. I hope you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of similar to this, but they're bigger and longer leaves, but they're very skinny like this. I'd imagine that would be the same. And he also does not have pests. So, pests, not pets. Same with this. I dry it out and then water it. He's also in a clear planter. Your leaves might yellow, but the roots will be perfect. So it's very confusing to know if it's okay. It's like, my guy, you are yellowing, but you are happy. So I am confused what's happening here. And I guess they do that. I think they're very sensitive plants, but he's a very happy plant because he does have a lot of healthy roots and they are healthy. And I love that he has the pink roots. So the philodendron with the pink roots, I feel like to dry out a lot more. The ones with the more yellowed roots like to be a little more wet, and not wet, but like they don't want to go days without drying. And then the ones that are just like your normal root white roots, I feel like they dry and then water it, give it a nice soak, and they seem happy that way. They don't rot, nothing like that. So red ones definitely don't mind drying out, and I know that from personal experience. This is not a fact, and I don't know if there's actually a correlation between the color of the roots and the amount of dryness it is. I just know the plants that I have that do have that kind of roots, that visually have those types of roots, how they are, how they do, and all of that. Is that 100%? No, but like, Is any plant advice 100% correct? No, probably not. So yeah, let me grab. There's so many. Okay, hang on. Take a breath. All right, to take a sec to talk about one that I'm not going to pull down, I will take a video of it, is my red emerald. It has been in no drainage for, I want to say, a year now. I got it as a small cutting with one leaf, and I'll show you the original leaf in the very beginning of the video. I'll try and plan that out. So it grows in no drainage. It is in soil. I'm not going to repot it. I don't really want to, but the roots are beautiful, which you'll see, and they are red roots. So I do let this dry up quite a lot. And when it is in no drainage, I hardly have to water it at all. I just give it a tiny bit of water every now and then, and it's happy. And when I say a tiny bit of water, I would say like 100 milliliters, maybe even less. And then I wait, and if I see it's kind of soaking through, but it's still a little dry, I'll give it a little more. And if I see there's a lot of pooling on the ground, then I will try my best to tip that water out, which I've only had to do once when my sister overwatered it, and he survived the ordeal, but I don't think I did emotionally. But he's right there hanging up. He's so pretty. And I'll show you. He is yellowing on a few leaves, and that's because I had him very close to a grow light, and I just didn't really care, and you know, I'm just kind of like, whatever. But yeah, I'm also going to tell my kid to stop yelling on the headset. So give me a second, I'll collect the others. And I know I'm in like a weird spot on my couch. I'm actually like plugged in, and I really don't want to try and find a longer cable, and my phone is like super dead. So that's where we're at. Let me see if it'll last for a little bit, because I hate having to twist my body like this. It honestly just hurts my neck. Oh, that's a little bit better. Okay, so don't even get me started on this plant. It was $40, so we're not bad. It's not bad, but it came from a nursery. I will name names. Mercury Gardens here in my town. Covered in spider mites. Now, yes, I willingly took this home with spider mites because I'm like, I'm a bad bitch. I'm gonna clear these spider mites, blah, blah, blah. And I did. And they're gone. But he looks like shit. So he's so big though. So I'm optimistic. This is probably the worst leaf. You can see that damage. Now I need to try and keep him away from the other leaves, my other beauties, because that would be the way. And this is a fuzzy patoli. Patoli? I don't know. Sorry for swearing. But, oh my goodness. So he does have beautiful leaves. They are gorgeous, but he had an infestation. I can't even explain to you how bad they were. And my friend was like, what do you guys do for pest control? Because she's standing right next to me. What do you guys do for pest control? Oh, we just do a prevent. And you could tell this girl, zero idea what she was talking about. Didn't know what was happening. And me and my friend are just sitting there like, I mean, obviously, we're not rude, so we don't say anything, but part of me wanted to be like, hey, this is covered in spider mites. I want to take this. Is there any way you would do it at like a discount? And it lost 50% of leaves. This was bushy. And I have some babies in my cabinet that I cut every single leaf off and I'm regrowing to sell. But like I tell you in other videos, that'll be months because I refuse to sell a plant that may have one little tiny spider mite on it. Not gonna happen. Because that's all I need is one bad review about pests being on my plants I will not take that risk. Not happening. Let me get I didn't want to get any others with this because he's still in quarantine as far as I'm concerned. It's been a month, but he's still in quarantine. So I'm going to get the rest. All right. I know I mentioned this before, but, or showing you this plant before. I was like, where am I going with this sentence? But this is my UPI. Has these really goofy ass leaves. Feels very light. I think he needs water. He did struggle a little bit during shipping. He has a very like leggy thing going on here. I think he lost leaves and she cut them off. He did grow this new leaf here and this one. It took forever for him to grow a new leaf, so, and then he just had like a spaz and he's stressed out for some reason because he has nectars everywhere. So I don't know what his deal is. It could be because I just repot him. I kind of want to cut him and restart him, but his roots don't look awesome to me. You can see here. And he did just get repotted here, so I need to give him some time. But he's getting very top heavy, so I almost want to like cut. I just don't think these are viable enough to propagate. I think they've been dried out too long that they might not actually ever root. This one probably would. This one probably would, I would say. So I might try and prop this part, cut all the way down to here, prop this part, and keep this part for myself, and sell the bottom part. And just have like a smaller version of it. I like these leggy plants, but they're just leggy to me. They don't really offer me anything other than they just get like this, which is cool and it's beautiful, but if I'm gonna have a plant with a lot of leaves, I would prefer it to be like the fuzzy or like the giant Columbias, which I have coming, with those big heart leaves that are just pretty. This one would be an accent piece, so I don't mind if it's just this like little piece, and then I can train it to grow the direction I want it to rather than it looking like this. I thought I grabbed two, but I guess I didn't. But yeah, so that's the UPI, and then my Bobby, we call it the Bobby. It's Bob C. This is the Bob C. He does need, I think it's like Bob C, I don't know, whatever. This guy has had it fudging rough. I have put him through the goddamn ringer. He has spider mites. Then he had thrips. And I just sprayed him so many times that when you are far away, you don't see it. But up close, especially when you look at the backs, God, he's so big. Look at these spots all over here. You can't really see it in the video. Hang on. God, he's huge. Here, I don't know if you can see. All his nectar spotting. I don't think it's showing up very well. But anyways, moral of the story, he's rough. He's had a bad day. He is like a homeless person in this house. So he definitely needs water too. And I might just repot him since I have him dry. And so this was a propagation. So this is not actually his home. It's his home, but like not his home, if that makes sense. This was his propagation jar. And as you can see, he has these ginormous, thunky, chunky roots. I don't know what I just said. But you can see a lot more here. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? I'm obsessed with roots. Look at this. How beautiful is that? That's so cool. Now I know some of these plants, if you've watched my previous videos, have seen them before, so I'm sorry that you're repeatedly seeing plants, but when I share my collections, you're going to see plants again. You just might see them, their progression at that point, you know? So my first one, I have put them down. These are both no drainage. I figured I'd grab them together to show you. This is my Billietier. beautiful longular leaves. He's a little wobbly. I just repotted him in here like, I want to say 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And as you can see, he does like it. He has that new leaf. And I just saw roots here finally emerging against the glass. I don't know if you can see that. But he has some at the bottom. I just watered him today, so he's wet. But you can see he's in this beautiful like planter. It comes off and it just sits on this like wooden thing. That's like fake spider web decorations, but he's beautiful and he's adorable. I sold my one that I rescued on a different video. I sold him, so he's gone in a happier home. So pretty. And then I have, and he's in no soil. This one still has soil, so I do want to repot him, and I think I will today, because I think he'll grow faster. I do that. Soil, it's not good for your philodendron, I promise you. Swap it, it'll grow faster. Bet. I bet money on it. But you can see he has a lot of root growth at the bottom, and he has very healthy roots. So he hasn't degraded at all in the substrate. He just hasn't done the best. And it's been way too long that he has grown these roots. It should have been weeks, not 8 months. So that's the difference. This one showed roots after a couple weeks. This one, 8 months. So, and philodendron, in my opinion, grow pretty much the same. I will say though, the ghost grows very slowly. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of that emergent color, if you can even say that about philodendron. I think so. But I don't know if that affects the way it grows, but he's very cute. I did have beautiful ghosts that I sold, and I contemplated stealing one of them for myself and then just selling my own. But I was like, you know, I took this from one cutting and grew it. I'm gonna keep growing it because this one was special to me because I really like the Floridas. And he is beautiful. Look at this new leaf. He's so chunky. Chunky. So yeah, I do want him to get big. I will repot this guy. So I'm not gonna water him now, but he has just beautiful roots. So I don't know if you can see. So he's in a good space now to be repot, in my opinion. So I literally just threw one of these plants. I threw this one, and I'm kind of glad I did. And all the soil came out on my nice, cute, fluffy blanket. But he's still in soil, so yeah. I am done with soil. Soil is disgusting. And you'll hear me say that all the time, but it is true. It is so gross. It is stinky, it has pests, it gets bacteria, it gets moldy. All of the things we don't want, it gets. So I'm out. Oh, this is stay on track, Taz, stay on track. This is a philodendron heartleaf, a variegated one. And you can get these for pretty good prices now. I sold like 5 a while back. That grew pretty fast. So pretty. It's not really focusing. Really cute. I have mine in a little teapot, but I'm gonna repot him. And he does have good roots. Like you can see the roots are pretty good. I think he would do better in a different substrate. So that's what we're gonna do. And it's gonna be great. I could have grabbed my mitt out, but I didn't. All right, and now one for me right now that I'm just absolutely loving is my El Chaco red. I think there's like 4 of them in here. Pretty sure it was tissue culture, let's be honest, but let me show you. He just got repot into this bigger pot maybe a week ago. I want to say maybe less than that, maybe like 4 days ago. Pretty recently, but look at this beauty. I love it. And yeah, if you see here, so this is how you can kind of, at least for me, this type of planting kind of screams tissue culture, because when they clone that DNA, it cluster grows in the bags or in the cloning stuff. It cluster clones, and then they put it in another one, and then it grows roots, and then it still clusters, but that's the rooting process. It goes through a couple processes, I believe, from what I've heard on YouTube when I try to learn about it. So if you see your plants are like tiny clustering, I believe that's why, because I don't think Philodendron really do this often, where they cluster, make babies like this. And tell me if I'm wrong, because I guess I've never really looked into that part of Philodendron and if they do that, but I didn't think they did. So I know they do have to make babies somehow, and I know they flower. Do they? That's a really good question. You would think I would know that since I collect them, huh? Well, I'm gonna research that. Oh. All right, let me quickly show you my Dean, since it's it's hanging. I will probably put it in a different spot for him, because I have some strappy anthurium that are coming. I'm so close to the camera. That are on the way, that are getting shipped to me soon. Well, to my friend, and then also to me. So, who lives down the road. So I'll just go collect them, and then that will go in the planter there, and it'll hang down real nice. So this is my Dean McDowell. This is another plant I just love. It's been very easy. The coloring is kind of goofy. I feel like he got a little stunted with the color changing because I repotted him. But as you can see here, this is the potting roots. When I say potting roots, it's the roots that just were there when I repot. And this is new growth since repotting, if that makes sense. So the after pot, the AP and the BP. So this is you can see the BP roots and the AP roots. See here? That's what I like to see. If I see the old roots, I'm like, that's great. But when I see these new hairy little cuties attaching to this pot, the outside, the edges here, and they're growing real nice, then I know my plant is healthy and I'm content. And then I'm like, I don't need to water it. The substrate is still dark colored, which is a good way to tell whether you need to water or not, and I do not. So, but I love him. Sorry, my phone died. And so we're keeping him. So he has a couple baby spikes that have come off of him that initiated growth and have created newer plants coming off of him. So he'll cluster and he'll be really pretty. And yeah, he also just got re-rooted, prodded because he was outgrowing his other pot, and look, so happy. So happy. He does need water though. I don't know. So but anyways, El Choco, a must-have. I really do want a bigger one, but this is the cutest thing on the planet, so it's not going anywhere ever. And then we have, oh my goodness, I'm very disappointed in this plant. I am. Did you hear me? I'm disappointed in you. Pull your shit together, because else you're gonna go outside in the cold and perish with all the others that are dying out there. This is a variegated Salim. Supposed to be. I don't know if it's losing its variegation or it just sucks ass, but he's just not doing not doing his job. So we're not going to talk about him because he's lame and I'm mad at it. So he can just go cry in a corner for all I care. All right, and then we have my Sorberoy. I had him touching a grow light by mistake. He's very angry. I did burn him, yeah. That was me. I did that all by myself. And look at that. New leaf is pretty. He does have nectar spots because I burned him. Sorry. Did you deserve it? Probably. Although you did throw out this nice leaf. And then I burned you for it, so I understand. But his roots are happy. You can see the repotting position, and then you can see new roots growing off of that. So that's what I always look for, is even if I can see the roots, I want to see that they've grown. Not just that when I repotted, it's shoved against the side and I can see the roots, they're not dead. I want to see new ones growing and attaching against the pot, or I'm not happy. So then I know it's happy, right? That's just how it is. Give me 1 second. All right, I did have to unplug my light. So if you can't see my face very well, I'm sorry. But I had to unplug it, and I don't have a plug right here. So, well, I do, but this takes priority. So I wanted to show quick my Blizzard, which I accidentally made the mistake of using Azamax on him and putting him in sunlight. So don't do that. I lost like 5 leaves. Beautiful variegation, but yeah, that happened. So that was all on me. I did that. Nobody else did. It was just me. All right, let's get to it. So we have my white princess. Bam, I don't really need to talk about this. Everybody knows about this plant. He's beautiful. I need more white though, so I need you to, can you bring me that A game, please? Let me just, you could probably fit in here now, actually. This thing just gets in my way. And then we have, this is my, well, both of these are probably my prized plants right now. We have this one, which is a variegated radiatum. This is the newest leaf. So it held variegation, thank God. I was very stressed about it. It's more of a green variegation than any yellows. There's not very much yellow in any of these. It's mainly the greens, which that's my thing. I like that, so I'm okay with that. I did air root, which I can probably start taking this off because I have shoved all of those aerial roots into the soil. Here's a great example of that. You're doing great. I love it. I love to see it. So I've shoved about 4 others in there, and so it just will be another matter of you can see one kind of right here. So it'll just be a matter of time for him to start sinking down and growing into the soil, which is kind of cool to see and witness. I don't know if he needs water or not. It's hard to tell. I need to repot him out of this, but I worked so hard to get those roots to go the way I wanted that I really didn't want to uproot him and do that whole thing again. And I also don't know why he's staked. He came like that and I was like too scared to remove it, but like now I don't need it, so. And he does have a new leaf behind that, which all Philodendron do. They do that. But see, the thing is, I have a lot of BP roots and there's no new ones. So I'd like it in a different pot is what I'm saying. So I will probably do that. Maybe I will just do that today, get him situated and be done with it. He's beautiful, and I have air rooted him so that I could cut and make 2 plants instead of the 1. So we'll see how that looks. We'll see how that looks. Now we have my Longalabatum Liano. I think that's, I don't know. But he is variegated, which beautiful. And I don't think it was supposed to be variegated, but I'm obsessed and I'm obsessed and I'm in love. So this was an import. Look at that. So I have plain ones on my Etsy that are for sale. One does have a little bit of this variegation. This new leaf is coming up, so I'm curious to see if it does have continued variegation. If not, this might just be a disease. It might not actually be variegation. I don't know, but to me that looks variegated, right? Not just crazy? Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So again, this was also just replanted into this because it wasn't a small one, so you're not going to see roots yet. I can't wait to see new roots because this is my love. So we will see. As soon as I see those new roots, I'm sure I'll make a video about it because it's going to be perfect. The small one goes here. Like this. And then I do have, I think it's Gigas or Gigi. Some people say it. I think it's Gigas. I have this. He's so cute. Tell me this isn't so cute. My friend gave this to me for free, which was really nice of her because she's done that with a couple different plants. I got Anthurium regale from her, which she's amazing. She's a good friend. So I'm gonna keep her around. Not because of the free stuff, but she is like a genuinely good friend. I enjoy talking to her and I struggle making friends, so cute. But yeah, so that's that. Very exciting. And then I have a white wizard. We're all over these, I know. But this is about Philodendron, so I will show you anyways. And then strawberry shake, which I know everyone also is kind of over, but mine's perfect. So, I mean, it's not that perfect, but he is a little shaken up. His import leaves all stayed. I do like it. There's a lot of hate with this plant now, and I just don't see why. I think he's beautiful. And I'm curious to see what color she comes up with under this highlight. I'm hoping for more pinks and pastel-y colors, but we'll see. I'm not sure how it works with these specific ones. And then I have, oh yes. This has been my dream plant for like a year. And I finally got one. It was expensive. It's still $90, which I can't believe I spent that much on a little plant like this, but he hasn't grown anything. There is a new aerial root coming out of him. So I'm just letting him do his thing. I'm wondering if they sent him to me without actually waiting for him to like properly develop, because there's like no new roots or anything like that. It was kind of just a blah plant when I got it. So that's sad, but I have a lot of confidence in my abilities to bring Philodendron to life. So I have faith that it'll be okay and that he'll grow, right? You're gonna grow. He does have weird markings on him, so I'm nervous that there's like a fungal thing, which we'll see. But yeah. And then we have, I think we only have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4? I had some in my other room, but yeah, we'll see.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you made it to the end. If you did, you rock, you're awesome, and I appreciate you being here. I took this a month ago. I fell and broke my phone protecting my face from the corner of my fireplace. And well, I lost everything. So I finally sat down and edited the video again, and now it is completed. And so as you can see, a lot of updates.